A sharp voice cuts through the hum of the airplane cabin. "You don't belong here," the flight attendant yells, her finger stabbing the air at the woman in uniform standing tall in the aisle. Passengers freeze. Some gasp. Others look away, uncomfortable. The black pilot doesn't flinch. Her jaw tightens. Her eyes hold steady. The room vibrates with silence so heavy, you can almost hear hearts beating faster. Before we continue, if you're watching for the first time, Elliot Stories welcomes you with a warm hug. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and tell us the city you're watching from. The flight attendant's voice sharpens again, echoing in the cabin. "Step back. You are not authorized to enter that cockpit. I won't let you compromise the safety of this flight." Her tone is laced with both fear and disdain. Passengers exchange glances, whispers bubbling like fire spreading through dry grass. The pilot's calm response slices the tension. "I am the captain of this flight." She speaks slowly, deliberately, each word carrying the weight of truth. The attendant laughs bitterly. "You don't play games with me. Pilots don't look like you. Not here. Not on my watch." The pilot's hand brushes against the gold stripes on her sleeve, the insignia stitched into her uniform. But before she can reply, the murmurs from the seats grow louder. A man in the back shakes his head. A woman clutches her child closer. Suspicion lingers in the air like smoke from a hidden fire. And just like that, humiliation takes its seat beside her. The pilot doesn't shout back. She doesn't break. But her mind runs wild. She remembers the countless nights studying aviation charts, memorizing protocols, enduring exams so brutal that most never pass. She recalls the day she earned her wings, her father crying quietly in the corner, whispering, "You'll change the skies, my daughter." And now, this. Blocked at the very door she fought her whole life to open. The flight attendant presses forward, her voice growing more hostile. "Step aside, or I will call security when we land. You're scaring people. This is not a game." The passengers watch like it's theater. Except this isn't a show. It's a trial. The pilot lowers her voice. "You think I don't belong. But I earned every stripe on this sleeve. Every flight hour. Every certification. You see a threat. I see my calling." The attendant sneers. "Save your speeches. Authority doesn't look like you." Her words hang in the air like poison. The pilot feels them stab deep, because she's heard them before. In classrooms. In interviews. In briefing rooms where her voice was drowned by louder ones. The sting of rejection is familiar. But this is different. This is in front of passengers. In front of witnesses. In front of the very seat she commands. And the eyes on her are merciless. A passenger clears his throat. "Miss, maybe she's telling the truth." His words fade as the attendant whirls around. "You don't understand. We can't take chances. This woman isn't the pilot." The pilot's silence screams louder than any defense she could give. She knows speaking further will only feed the flames. But deep inside, a storm brews. She carries a secret. One that even the crew doesn't know. Because the airline isn't just her employer. It's hers. But she holds back. "Not yet. Not now." The attendant folds her arms, blocking the aisle. "I won't let you pass. Not on my flight." The pilot exhales slowly, steadying her heart. She looks at the passengers, faces of doubt, fear, curiosity. She feels the weight of generations pressing on her shoulders. Every barrier, every insult, every whispered doubt, all crashing back at once. Her voice drops to a whisper. "You have no idea who you're talking to." The attendant smirks. "Oh, I think I do." But she doesn't. Not yet. The minutes crawl by. The plane vibrates with restless silence. The co-pilot sits locked in the cockpit, unaware of the war outside the door. Passengers exchange hushed words. Some start recording on their phones, capturing the confrontation that will soon light up headlines. The pilot's heart races, but her face remains carved in stone. Her secret burns within her, begging to be unleashed. Not just her license. Not just her stripes. But ownership, power. The truth that would silence the sneers forever. Still, she waits. Because sometimes silence is the loudest weapon. But the attendant doesn't stop. If you don't step aside, I'll have you restrained. Gasps ripple through the cabin. A child whispers, "But Mommy, she's wearing the captain's clothes." And for the first time, doubt flickers in the crowd. The pilot lifts her chin. "Do what you must. But when this plane lands, you'll remember this moment for the rest of your life." Her words chill the air. Passengers shiver. The attendant hesitates, caught between pride and uncertainty. And that's when the captain's phone buzzes. A message. Urgent. Confidential. She glances at the screen, her eyes narrowing. Whatever it says, it changes everything. The attendant notices. "What is that?" "Show me." The pilot slips the phone back into her pocket, calm as ever. "Not yet." The cabin trembles with suspense. Every heart pounds, waiting for the truth to explode. Waiting to know who this woman really is. But for now, the secret stays locked. And the flight continues under a storm of whispers, fear, and questions. Passengers lean in closer, desperate to see how this story will end. The captain breathes deeply, preparing for the moment she can no longer hold back the truth. But until then, the weight of injustice keeps pressing on her shoulders. And as the plane cuts through the clouds, one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same when it lands. The attendant's voice quivers now, though she tries to keep it sharp. "You can't just say something like that. You're lying. You must be lying." But her own doubt betrays her. The pilot doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't need to. Her calm becomes her weapon. "Do I look like I'm lying?" The passengers lean in, captivated, their breaths caught between disbelief and awe. Phones hover higher, their cameras capturing every flicker of emotion. One passenger, a middle-aged man in business attire, clears his throat. "She has the stripes. She has the authority. Why won't you believe her?" The attendant spins toward him, desperate. "You don't understand. People fake uniforms all the time. This could be a risk to national security." The pilot tilts her head, her gaze unflinching. "Do you really think someone could fake their way past every airport checkpoint, every ID verification, every crew manifest, just to stand here in this seat?" Her words sink into the cabin like stones in water. Ripples of realization spread across every face. A teenager near the window whispers to his friend, loud enough for all to hear. "She's telling the truth. Look at her eyes. That's not someone pretending." The attendant falters, the cracks in her certainty widening. Her hand trembles as she points again, but her voice breaks. Then why hasn't anyone told me? Why didn't I know?" The captain finally takes a step forward, close enough that the attendant feels the weight of her presence. Her words are soft, but they pierce. "Because your eyes were closed long before today." The attendant stares, confused. The pilot continues, steady. "You didn't see me, not because I wasn't here, but because you couldn't believe someone like me could ever be. You saw my skin, my gender, and you made your judgment before I even spoke." Passengers nod. The truth has taken hold. A woman near the front claps once, then twice. Soon, a ripple of applause swells into the air, growing louder, filling the cabin with energy. The pilot doesn't smile. Not yet. Because this isn't about applause. She reaches into her jacket and pulls out a small folder. Inside is the document that seals every doubt. Ownership papers, signed and notarized. She raises them high, turning so every camera captures them. "This airline is mine," she says firmly. "Skirich isn't just where I work. It's what I built, what I fought for, what I sacrificed everything to achieve. And no one, no prejudice, no ignorance, will take that from me." The cabin erupts again. Applause. Cheers. Even tears. Passengers rise to their feet. Some salute her. Some cry openly, moved by the weight of history unfolding before them. The attendant collapses into a seat, her hand over her mouth, shame coursing through her veins. She whispers under her breath, but the words slip out, audible to the nearest passengers. "I ruined everything. I ruined myself." The captain turns to her, not with vengeance, but with measured dignity. You didn't just humiliate me. You humiliated yourself. But this isn't just about us. It's about everyone watching. It's about every child who dreams of flying but is told they don't look the part. It's about every passenger who deserves a world where authority is earned, not assumed by appearance. The attendant trembles, tears sliding down her cheeks. For the first time, she has no comeback. The captain steps past her, slides her card into the panel, and the cockpit door clicks open. The co-pilot rises instantly. "Captain, welcome aboard." His tone carries respect, but also relief, like balance has finally been restored. The captain nods, then glances back into the cabin. The passengers cheer louder, their applause now a wave crashing against years of prejudice. She takes her seat in the cockpit, her hands resting on the controls. For the first time in hours, peace fills her chest. But outside the cockpit, the storm hasn't ended. Passengers gather around the attendant, some furious, some demanding answers. "Why would you do that?" one woman cries. "Did you really think she wasn't a pilot just because of how she looks?" The attendant covers her face, sobbing now, her voice muffled. I was wrong. I was so wrong." By the time the flight lands, the story has already broken across social media. Millions watch the confrontation. Hashtags trend worldwide. Hashtag "She owns the airline" floods timelines. Comment sections erupt with both outrage and admiration. Some denounce the discrimination. Others celebrate the victory. But all agree, this flight changed something. Reporters swarm the terminal. Cameras flash. Questions fly like arrows. "Captain, how did it feel to be denied entry into your own cockpit? What message do you have for the world? Do you plan to take action against the flight attendant?" The captain raises a hand, her calm silencing the frenzy. She speaks with grace. "This is not about revenge. This is about justice. Prejudice has no place in our skies, or anywhere. Today is proof that assumptions are dangerous. Authority must be recognized not by appearance, but by merit." Her words ignite applause. Reporters nod. Some wipe tears. The attendant is led out quietly by security, her head bowed, whispers following her like shadows. Her career is uncertain. Her choices, irreversible. But the captain doesn't gloat. She doesn't celebrate another's downfall. Instead, she turns to the cameras and delivers her final message. To every child watching this, to every young dreamer told they don't belong, let this moment be your proof. You belong. Your dreams are valid. And no one has the right to clip your wings. Fly high, no matter what they say. Her words spread like wildfire. Schools replay her speech. Parents share it with their children. Aviation academies hang her portrait in their halls. She becomes not just a pilot, not just an owner, but a symbol of courage. And late that night, when she finally removes her uniform and sits in silence, she thinks of her father's words. "You'll change the skies, my daughter." Tears slip down her cheeks. Not of pain, but of victory. Because she did. Because she proved that justice doesn't just prevail in courtrooms or laws, it prevails in the hearts of those who choose courage over fear. And for the attendant, her journey isn't over. She faces consequences. She faces shame. But she also faces a choice, to let her prejudice define her forever, or to change. The moral is clear. Prejudice humiliates. Courage elevates. And true leadership shines not in power, but in dignity. This is Elliot Stories reminding you that no matter the darkness, light will always find a way. Visit Elliot Stories for more inspiring stories, and see you in the next one.